Hello there, Mr. Jar Jar Binks. We still got a bad episode for you guys today. We still got to talk about the worstest movies of all time. I am Matthew. I am the superhero and sci-fi expert that's here today. And it's just two of us today. There is also...
me, John Thompson, the action movie expert and also the animation expert, and we have no idea what we're doing.
It's okay, we're just naturally stupid.
I guess we are.
Well, Dylan wasn't going to make it today, but Paul was supposed to make it, but unfortunately his dog got loose the other day, and it's been 4 days. The dog is still being seen around town, but he's still trying to track the dog down. So we hope he gets his dog back.
Yeah, and that makes me very sad as a dog lover.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that we do have dogs.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be the two of us for this one, which actually that makes us good because we actually can talk longer on why we hate these movies, because today it's the worst movies of all time. So that means we're getting to no positives this time.
Are you ready for some rants?
You betcha, because there's the one film I'm going to get into that's a full rant, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But in the meantime, let's get to the good news. Welcome to episode 20 of our Cinema 7 podcast.
I was gonna do an intro. I was gonna make an intro, and I didn't get it done this week. I was finally gonna get like an intro music thing done.
Oh, man.
I was gonna have it ready for episode 20, and I didn't do it.
Oh, man. Well, hopefully by the next episode, we'll have our music intro, so that way we can say to ourselves, that's gonna be our intro for now on.
Yeah.
But thank you all so much for joining us. This is episode 20, and man, the downloads and streams has been incredibly successful.
We're at 653.
Yes, 653, which...
And that's downloads and streams combined, so no, we're not ready to give our Avatar Blu-ray away yet.
Not yet, but we will eventually, not to worry. We are still planning to do the contest, so that way you guys can actually try to get yourself a copy of the Avatar movie on Blu-ray, and hopefully in the future, Creed 2 on Blu-ray. Like I said, I talk about that also for that. And speaking of the followers, I would like to update you on the Instagram followers as of this recording. That will definitely change by the time we get this done. As of this moment, we are up to 60 followers on Instagram, which is awesome.
I think we should make... there's that new site through Instagram that's like Twitter, Threads.
Okay.
I think we should make a Threads page.
Okay. All right. That sounds good.
And then you can... it automatically imports all your followers from Instagram.
Okay.
But it's basically like Twitter, but made by Instagram.
Okay, you're going to help me out with that one, so
yeah.
That way I can actually get this set up. But yeah, to all the people that's been following us on Instagram, and also people that are listening to us on Facebook and everything between, thank you. We appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
Yes, absolutely. And we got ourselves some big episodes in the next couple of weeks. The next week will be our Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 episode.
And then the Oppenheimer Barbie episode, also known as Barbenheimer.
Spoilers, I will not be watching Barbie.
Neither will I, Dylan will.
Yeah, he probably will, which I still think it's still insane that they're thinking it's going to do money.
We don't want to say who yet, but we might have a special guest for the Oppenheimer episode.
Yes, who is a humongous Christopher Nolan fan like we are, which is
yes.
That's going to be pretty cool. So please join us in 2 weeks in a row for the big episodes for these movies, which I'm very excited to talk about.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to rewatch all the Nolan movies before I rank them.
I'm almost there. I got one more rewatch I'm planning on, and that's going to be Film Tenet. That's my only movie I have to rewatch because, honestly, the first time I watched it, I don't think I understand it, and I hope I will for the second time.
So you recently rewatched Interstellar?
Yes, I did.
Good.
Yeah. And actually, getting to the movies we watched this week, I actually rewatched Prestige. I remember really liking it, although I forgot about it for some reason after I watched the film, which I felt kind of bad. So I decided to rewatch it the second time. It gets better the second time. It really does. This movie, to me, very underrated. I love the concept of two rival magicians, and it has a wonderful cast. You got Alfred, Black Widow, Batman, and Wolverine on the same screen.
Which Alfred?
Michael Caine.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael Caine, Scarlett Johansson, Christian Bale, and Hugh Jackman. That's a stacked cast, man.
It is.
I tell you. So that's the one movie. And the second movie that I was really excited to rewatch was Inception. That movie is a masterpiece. I mean, it's brilliant. The concepts of going to people's dreams and then you get sci-fi and action, it's a phenomenal film.
It's even cooler on a projector screen.
Oh, man. I need to watch on the projection screen. Need to
that and Interstellar are amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you this. Interstellar, visually, it's incredible. Amazing looking movie.
I haven't watched Following yet. What do you think of that?
And Following, it's really impressive. It actually is a really good movie, especially for a budget that was only $6,000, and it tried to...
And it was filmed on weekends.
Yeah.
He didn't even film it full time. It took over a year and a half to make.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I mean,
I can't wait to watch that. That's going to be the first... I'm going to watch them all in order, so...
Nice. Yeah, you go from Following to this upcoming movie that's going to be coming out, which...
Yeah, Following the Tenant to Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I mean, he still proves that he's one of the most biggest filmmakers today, but also one of the most unique and most interesting filmmakers.
Oppenheimer had no CGI. He lit
That's
off
what I heard.
a legitimate nuclear bomb went off.
Oh, man. Whoa. That gets even more intrigued with the movie. Oh, gosh. I mean, I still think that Oppenheimer's going to do well.
It's going to do well. It's not going to do as well as Barbie financially. But Mission Impossible is going to be...
I still don't think I'd buy it, but then...
Mission Impossible is going to destroy both of them anyway.
Oh, I know. And there's already questions for some people thinking, could this movie make $1 billion? It could. You never
Mission
know.
Impossible, I think so.
Yeah, you never know.
I think it could.
It could. I mean...
The critic scores at freaking 99%.
I mean, I'm thinking to myself, man, this must be really, really good.
I don't even like what the critics say usually, but if they're that impressed...
I mean, but the trailer itself...
The trailer's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, the action's going to get even more insane. And also Tom Cruise on a motorcycle? Are you kidding me?
We've had Tom Cruise on a motorcycle in 2 and 5.
Well, I mean, he's going to go, like
yeah, I know what you mean, off the mountainside.
Yeah, on the mountainside. Like, that's insane. And he's 60.
Yeah?
He's really 60 and he's doing these stunts.
So do you think they're going to keep continuing? Because Mission Impossible was supposed to be over with part 7 and 8. That's why it's a 2-part. But he said...
That's where he said we're going to get to the news segment. So let's talk about the news segment, shall
I
we?
got my movies that I rewatched.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I rewatched Twister for the 8th time this year.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
And then I rewatched all the Mission Impossible movies.
Are you cautious about Twisters?
Yes.
Very cautious, yeah. I'm sure.
Because Bill is gone.
Yeah.
And Dusty's gone. Dusty's my favorite.
Do you feel like that this sequel is probably unnecessary?
I don't know. Let's look at Top Gun Maverick.
That's true.
Let's look at Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, which I still need to
Both
watch
are
that.
better than the originals.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, Top Gun Maverick, I mean, that was by far was one of the biggest surprises of 2022.
Yes.
I remember rolling my eyes, just thinking, okay, this is stupid.
It worked for Blade Runner first.
Yeah.
The Blade Runner sequel was 25 years later.
Yeah, but you know...
No, 35.
35 years ago. Yeah, but the truth is, though, there was a reason why we needed a sequel to Blade Runner. I didn't think there was a sequel necessary for Top Gun. And
True.
It turned to be one of the best movies of 2022.
And with Blade Runner, we're getting a sequel miniseries.
Yes.
The trilogy's ending with a miniseries
Oh, wow.
on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Blade Runner 2099.
I'm actually looking forward to watching the Blade Runner movies with you.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
I like 2 better than the original.
That's what a lot of people said.
It's more of a slow burn. Well, they're both slow burn, but
Right.
it's a real slow burn because the first one's an hour 57 minutes,
Okay.
but the second one's almost 3 hours. It's like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Really?
So it's a real slow burn.
You're always... and people need to realize, I think there were at least 3 or 4 different cuts of the first Blade Runner
Yes,
movie.
there is. That's the final cut. That's an hour 57.
Okay.
But Blade Runner 2049 has Ana de Armas, Harrison Ford,
Yep.
Ryan Gosling,
Yeah.
Jared Leto,
Oh, wow.
and Dennis... I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Dennis Villeneuve,
Yeah.
the guy who did Dune.
Yep.
And Arrival.
And Prisoners.
and Prisoners. Directed it.
Which that movie is amazing. I
Yes.
love Prisoners. That's probably, besides Dune, that might be my favorite of his movies that he has directed.
Yeah, with Dune, Arrival, and Blade Runner, Dennis has cemented himself as one of the kings of modern sci-fi.
Yeah.
Same with Christopher Nolan with Inception, Interstellar, and Tenet.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of this year, well, we've already had Man of Steel, which is technically sci-fi,
Right.
but with Rebel Moon coming out this year,
Oh, yeah.
do we think Zack Snyder will cement himself as a legendary sci-fi filmmaker?
Ooh. That's going to be tough. That's tough because there are people that are very divisive among Zack Snyder.
Yes.
People either love his film style or they don't.
But with his film style, looking at his film style, doing something similar to Star Wars, do you think it will cement himself as a sci-fi filmmaker, as a legend?
I'd be on board to see him direct more sci-fi. So
there's three Rebel Moon movies confirmed.
Really?
It's going to be a trilogy at least.
Okay. Because I'm really on board to watch Rebel Moon and be very curious what I think of it. I mean, we got Rebel Moon, we got The Creator coming out, and of course we got Dune 2. It's going to be the year of sci-fi.
There's one called Ash coming out, which is a sci-fi horror movie.
Okay.
With Isa Gonzalez and... I forgot who else was in it. I posted about it. But The Creator looks really good. And that's got Denzel Washington's son.
Oh, really?
Who was also in Tenet.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I'm looking up. No, the film's not called Ash. No, that's not it.
No, Ash stars Aaron Paul and Isa Gonzalez.
Oh, okay.
This has it listed as sci-fi thriller, but the article inside says sci-fi horror.
Okay. I'm going to have to do some research right after the recording is over.
But we got The Creator this year.
That's the one I'm more excited for because
Dune Part 2 and Rebel Moon still coming.
Yeah. But The Creator is the one I'm more excited for because for me, it's a very original sci-fi to me.
It is.
It looks very original.
Rebel Moon was actually written as a Star Wars script.
Get out. Wow.
Zack Snyder's a Star Wars fan. He wanted to do Star Wars.
I
And
see why.
he's like, but there's a catch. It's rated R. And the studio's like, no. And then when Disney bought it, it's like, nope.
Yeah, nope.
So
we're not doing rated R.
So what he did was he just changed the names, changed the look a little bit, so it's not a direct Star Wars reference.
Okay.
And it's very Star Wars inspired now. But he originally wrote the script in like 2008, 2009.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
it's a passion project of his.
Man, that's crazy.
But
crazy.
Netflix is giving him at least a trilogy.
Okay, wow.
And there's going to be Snyder cuts of each movie.
Oh, man.
I guess it's going to be cut. The movies are going to be PG-13, I guess. And then there's going to be extended R-rated cuts of each one.
Huh.
With more gore and stuff.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Can you imagine if there's like two different versions on Netflix or something?
There will be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's confirmed that there's going to be extended R-rated cuts of each one.
Okay. Interesting. So there's going to be the PG-13 version and the R-rated version on Netflix then?
Yes. I don't know if they release the same day. I'm assuming they do.
Okay. Wow. Because
Since he's already confirmed, I'm assuming they release the same
I know
day.
the Hateful Eight, directed by Tarantino, there are two different versions of the Hateful Eight.
And one is a lot longer.
Yeah.
It's like an hour and a half longer.
Which I haven't even watched it yet. I haven't seen it yet.
I have not seen the theatrical cut yet.
Oh, real? So you watched the longer version?
No, I've not seen either version.
Okay.
I've seen Django Unchained. I have not seen the Hateful Eight.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, there's the Django Unchained. It's a great movie. Be aware of the N-words in the movie because it was way back in
It was Civil War times,
Civil War time. But that's not the one that actually bothered me about the movie. As much as I loved it, it's incredibly violent. It is bloody. Oh, Lord, it was bloody. Although Leonardo DiCaprio as a villain was fantastic. He was great.
One of my favorite songs is in that movie.
Oh, really?
Very briefly, Ain't No Grave.
Oh, boy.
By Johnny Cash. There ain't no grave gonna hold my body down.
I forgot that song was in the movie. Wow.
Very briefly, yes.
Wow, I did not know that. Huh. Wow, Quentin Tarantino and Johnny Cash. I can't see that.
There's actually
comparison.
Getting off topic for a second, there's a band called Caves that covered that.
Uh-huh.
They did a Johnny Cash cover EP.
Okay.
And it's like a southern rock version, like heavy southern rock. where it's that and it features the singer of Thousand Foot Crutch.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's so good.
Okay. I'm going to have to probably give it a listen sometimes for sure. But yeah, definitely movies that we're definitely looking forward to, and the movies that we watched that we actually are really to enjoy. And I guarantee you that the movies that we watch are much better than the movies we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, did you have any more movies that you watched this week? Or?
No, I'll get into the Mission Impossible movies more when we talk about it next week.
Okay.
But
sounds good. Okay, because I'm very curious which one is your favorite.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna let you know, you know that I'm restarting it, but I'm restarting something I have at my house called Friday Flicks. Which, for those of you guys, the listeners obviously don't know unless they know us personally. It's a movie night at my house where I show a movie every Friday night on the projector screen.
Yes.
But we will be talking somewhat about that in episodes once we start back up, which will be in late August.
Okay.
Because we'll definitely bring up some conversations about that, because obviously you're going to be here when I do them.
Oh, absolutely.
So if there's movies you haven't seen, we'll definitely be talking Friday Flicks when we start the episodes back, start the days back up.
Absolutely. And by the way, just forgot to mention too, guys, that Inception, that's one of the movie picks of the week that you guys need to watch. Seriously, Inception is, again,
Oh yeah,
phenomenal.
movie pick of the week. Mission Impossible Fallout for me.
There you go. Although all the Mission Impossible movies are really great.
They are, but they get better with each one.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, -2.
I know.
I'd say one. I'd go like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
it's like
6.
a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's like tick, 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 you're going up. Because I know you gave Mission Impossible, the first one, I know you gave it 4 stars.
Yes, 4, 3.5 for 2,
I figured.
and then 5 for the rest.
There you go. That pretty much sounds right. I gave the first Mission Impossible movie a 5 stars, and I gave the second one 4.5. And then the rest, it could go up to 6 stars if I wanted to.
Yeah, the second one's not that good.
No, it's definitely acquired taste for people. People like slow-mo.
Yeah, I don't mind slow-mo, but I don't like that movie that much.
I know it's very
very dated.
Yeah,
it's very early 2000s.
People say it felt like James Bond like when Mission Impossible 2 was coming out, and I'm thinking, yeah.
I feel like Mission Impossible 4 is when it starts feeling James Bond like. Because of the gadgets.
That's true.
The gadgets.
True. Yeah, that's true. Although I can just hear Tom Cruise thinking in his head, Daniel Craig ain't got crap on me, or something like that.
One of the Mission Impossible movies I watched the other day, I forget which one it was. I want to say it was the 4th one. There was an actor I seen in the credits, Tom Hollander.
Really?
Yes. So there's Tom Holland and Tom Hollander.
Oh my gosh! How did I not catch that? I saw that movie. I seen that movie twice.
I don't know, but do you know how many Matthew Walkers there are on IMDb?
How many?
I've tried to edit my IMDb page, and it said Matthew Walker has no credits in this field. How about one of these Matthew Walkers? And it gives me like 50. It's like, no, I'm me, not them. And since Paul's not here, we recorded a new short film yesterday.
Yeah.
It's already out on YouTube. It's called Small Talk, so go check it out. It's fine.
But yeah, very cool. I'm definitely planning on giving it a watch. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a really short one, so we probably could watch it before you leave.
Yeah, but the beautiful thing about movies is people support short films, like whatever people want to direct or anything between. Yeah. That's what you call going for your dream to direct movies.
Yeah.
Like, just
I'll always say, like Christopher Nolan, his first movie was $6,000 budget.
Yeah.
He only filmed on weekends. It took over a year and a half to film it. And now look at him.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight trilogy, which is The Dark Knight is IMDb's number 3 top movie of all time.
No surprise.
Interstellar's on the top 100. So is Inception.
And I can definitely see why you love Interstellar. I totally understand why you definitely love Interstellar. But where's gonna rank in my Christopher Nolan rankings? We'll find out in a couple of weeks what I do.
Yeah. Remind me when we do the Christopher Nolan rankings. We're going to talk Interstellar for a minute.
All right.
I'm going to save it for that episode, though.
Okay. I'll definitely try.
Remind me about the black hole.
Black hole. Okay. Because I got questions about that.
Well, just what into it was crazy.
I know. Yeah.
Did you read up on any of it?
No, because I just...
Well, we got time now. I'll just drop it now.
Okay.
It's so cool. I don't want to forget to talk about it.
Okay.
He went from the studio he worked with had about, I want to say it was 35 people working for it, like the special effects company.
Okay.
They went up to about 5,000 employees.
Wow.
And the black hole took, for every 1 second of footage, it took 100 hours to render.
What?
Uncompressed, the file was like 700 terabytes.
What?
It was on multiple external hard drives. Like,
Good lord.
yes. And the scene was shown for about 30 seconds.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yes.
That's,
So that should just say how insane and dedicated Christopher Nolan is to his craft.
Yeah. But there's some people that are still confused by the plot twist. Like, people still don't understand it.
Even if you don't fully understand the plot, you could break it down to something that was said in the movie.
Right.
Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends time and space.
Yeah.
That's what the whole plot was. It threw back to that.
Okay.
Because even though the ending is kind of confusing about like who created the Tesseract and stuff, they said it probably was people from the future that created it due to the love they have for the people that they know in the past.
Okay.
You love people that have died. Where's the social utility? And that was one of the other lines.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. Like, they could have went for anything. They could have went for, it could have been more of a faith-based thing where God created it.
Yeah.
It could have been future humans, but it all goes back to love.
Okay. Okay. I actually have one quick question before we get to the news thing.
Yeah.
When Murph and his son got older, that was in the space that was time travel in the future, wasn't it?
It's not. It's theory of relativity. So the gravity, like the farther you are away from the sun, whatever.
Yeah.
It sets your body differently.
Okay.
So, the closer you are to the sun, the faster years go by, basically.
Oh, okay. Because
So-
I was thinking to myself, I wonder why Murph aged and then his son aged. I think I know.
Yeah,
why.
time on Earth is different than time in space, especially near a black hole. Years go by a lot faster
Gotcha.
because of the intense gravity.
Okay.
So that's why they didn't age as much.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's actually interesting.
it's the theory of relativity.
Okay. That's very interesting. I'll give Christopher Nolan credit. I mean,
It's very scientifically accurate.
Yeah, and also very unique what kind of plot he was doing. Even if people don't know if this actually is his best movie, it still gets people talking about it.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it, even though we're not doing our rankings yet. Second best, Beyond the Dark Knight.
Okay.
It's my second best.
Okay. See, I knew how much you loved that film. I absolutely knew that.
Well, we knew it wasn't really a spoiler for the podcast because we did our top 20 movies for episode 1.
That's
and
true.
it made my top 20.
That's true. It did make your top 20. It did. Which people, if you actually would like to go back to episode 1, that one, we would. You can definitely check that out. Which, by the way, it's got only 60 downloads in the first episode.
I think we're at 62 now.
I mean, that's crazy. People just love the first episode. They really enjoyed it a lot.
Now you guys need to start checking out our newer episodes so we could get those numbers up.
But even though the numbers have to go up, but there's the downloads and streams, which again, it's really crazy how successful the podcast has been. It's fun.
Yeah, and we thank you guys for it.
Yes, absolutely.
We will probably be adding more hosts soon.
Yes, which that'll make it even more fun. Unless they decide to replace me.
Don't tempt us.
Let's get to the news segment. Shall
Our other
we?
host will be another horror host, so
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, which I won't be offended. Don't worry. All right. Let's get to the news segments real quick. I know a lot of people are probably going to be asking why you're not getting back to the news segments. We're only getting one that's actually interesting, and there actually are three of them that I find it very interesting. One in particular was posted back in 2021. I'm going to explain about this one. So the movie Memento, we talked about that in our last episode.
the Nolan.
Yes, the Nolan movie Memento, and there are a few people that actually were confused by who really was the killer in the movie Memento, and fans actually were wondering, is it possible that you could actually watch the theatrical version cut of Memento? Well, Matthew, I don't know if you know this, but I'm pretty sure people that does have the Blu-ray actually know this. there is a theatrical version cut. So in the Blu-ray of Memento, according to Screen Rant, it says that many fans of the movie have wondered what experience of watching it would be like if all the scenes were presented chronologically. As it turns out, a cut of the film is presented in this way does exist. In Memento's many Blu-ray releases featured a hidden bonus feature called The Beginning of the End, which is actually the entire movie reorganized into more traditional linear narrative. Now, this extra feature offers a unique and fascinating look at what a correct version of the movie looks like and provides audiences an enlightening and surprisingly dark alternate version of this most unorthodox film. Which means that that the chronological version of the movie does exist. There actually is a forward version of the movie. So in other words, you can watch the chronological version of this film on the Blu-ray, and the chronologically organized version of this early Christopher Nolan movie is constructed by placing the film's black and white sequences at the beginning of the film, and then reversing the order of the cover sequences and placing them after the black and white scenes. In case you already know, guys, since you actually have seen the film Memento, but in case you actually would like to see the chronological version of the film, you can in this bonus feature, the beginning and the end. So in other words, yes, people, there actually is a forward version of the film. So I suggest, if you guys don't have the Blu-ray yet of Memento and you want to see the chronological version of the movie, go to that bonus feature and you'll find it. I'm very curious.
Even if you don't want to see the forward version, support physical media.
Yes.
Don't just stream all the time.
Absolutely.
Definitely buy Blu-rays, DVDs. And not only does it, especially for smaller budget films,
Yes.
it definitely helps them, especially if you get an independent film.
Yeah.
They're going to get way more money from you buying a Blu-ray
Yeah.
than they're going to get from it streaming on Tubi or whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
always buy physical media, because also you never know when a streaming service will remove it.
exactly.
You could want to rewatch one of your favorite movies, and it's not streaming anywhere anymore.
Yeah. But quick answer, Matthew. What do you think of the fact that there actually is a chronological version, chronological order of the film?
It might make more sense.
Yeah, it actually might.
I need to rewatch it. Well, I'm going to rewatch anyway for my Nolan rewatch, but I did not get it the first time. It was good, but I didn't get it. So,
Well, personally,
this will be round two.
I personally, honestly, what didn't work for Tenet actually worked for me when they did the whole rewind reverse thing, because it actually does show.
Yeah, I understood Tenet more.
Who actually was the killer? Yeah, but apparently I heard two different versions. People say no, it's the main character. No, it has to be Teddy. People, make up your mind. Who did it? But yeah, I personally would like to watch that cut. That actually would be interesting. Second part of the news, Kevin Smith, the one who watched the Schumacher cut of Batman Forever, which I'm very curious what he thought about the movie. He actually recently just said that he thinks that the movies that are making are too expensive, which he actually has a point. Look at Indiana Jones Die with Destiny, for example, and look at The Flash. They're not doing well, and box office wise.
Box office has been very weird since COVID.
I know. It's
Some
very
things
weird.
you think are going to make a lot of money aren't.
Yeah.
And some things you don't think will make a lot of money are making huge money.
Honestly, I'm really stunned that Indiana Jones and Flash are not doing well. I was very stunned.
Indiana Jones is not good either, because that's one of the most expensive movies ever made.
Yeah. And
It's like number 13 expensive movie ever made.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be Harrison Ford's final time as Indiana Jones, and it's supposed to be the one that people say, okay, this is the film people wants to see. No, it's not doing well whatsoever, because according to Box Office Mojo, as of this moment, it's only making $247 million.
It hasn't even made its budget yet.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
Not good.
And look at Flash. It looks like it's going to be the worst movie in Warner Brothers history for box office bomb.
Which is shocking because personally for me, guys, you know how much you know how I feel about this movie. I love The Flash.
It was a good movie, but I think the Ezra Miller controversies kind of screwed it.
Well, yeah,
I think that's what screwed it.
Yeah, and it's only been in theaters for like 3 weeks or something, and it
hasn't even made its budget yet.
Yeah, only $261 million. That's terrible. And people,
and that's worldwide, not domestic.
Yeah, worldwide, which that makes it even worse.
Yeah, that's. They said it's going to end up it's projected to lose Warner Brothers over $200 million.
Oh, gosh.
They said it would have been cheaper if they just would have scrapped it before they started doing commercials and stuff on TV. Even with the movie completely finished, they still would have saved more money scrapping it.
Yeah, but that's a shame because I personally think that it really is a top 10 movie of 2023, at least for me. Which I heard something, and I don't know if I actually buy this. There was supposed to be a Batman Beyond movie that features Michael Keaton if that film succeeded. I don't buy that for 1 second. I want to see a Batman Beyond movie, live action, or a live action TV show. I hope that's not true, that there was supposed to be a Batman Beyond movie.
I would take a TV show because it will be lower budget.
Absolutely.
But lower budget would actually help in this situation.
Yes.
Since Batman Beyond was a darker cartoon, I think
great.
I feel like Batman Beyond could be rated TVMA.
Ooh. Well.
I think it's a more mature show that it could be TVMA in live action.
Well.
And I don't know if they do like a full budget R-rated Batman Beyond movie. I feel like TVMA is more likely than an R-rated movie.
Well, either movie or TV show, I'll take it because I love Batman Beyond. I grew up watching that show when I was
They
little.
could explore more with the TV show too.
Yeah.
They could really, even if it got 3 seasons, 8 episodes apiece, that's 24 episodes.
Yeah.
In an hour each.
Yeah. But I'd be on board for Batman Beyond. That character deserves a lot more love in the Batman universe. That character is so good. And I love the idea of in the future of what happened after Bruce Wayne retired. It's a great show. If you guys have not seen it, what are you waiting for? Watch Batman Beyond. It's a phenomenal show.
You need to watch Justice League.
Yeah, I know.
Watch Justice League and then Justice League Unlimited. It's so good.
I know. I got a bunch of things to catch up on. I know.
I've got a hot take about that.
Uh-oh.
In some ways, not in all ways, in some ways, I think Justice League Unlimited is better than Batman the Animated Series.
Whoa.
Yes.
That is a hot take.
In terms of storytelling, I feel it's better.
Okay.
Because, like, Batman the Animated Series, every story was self-contained in each episode.
Yeah.
There's some overreaching arcs in Justice League and stuff.
You got me intrigued. I definitely need to watch
And Justice League Unlimited, do you know the difference between the two?
Is it a spin-off or is it a prequel?
It's a sequel in a way.
Okay.
Justice League mostly focused on the 7.
Okay.
Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter.
Okay.
Sometimes there'd be other guests, Metamorpho, Aquaman, but mostly focused on the 7.
I'm pretty sure Batman Beyond actually made a special guest on one of the episodes.
Yes, he did. It was called Epilogue.
I thought, okay, that's cool.
But Justice League mostly focused on the 7 for the first 2 seasons. There were some guests like Metamorpho, Aquaman.
Yeah.
Justice League Unlimited goes all out. There's like over 60 Justice League members.
Whoa.
And each episode would be one of the main 7 teaming up with lesser known members.
That's crazy.
So like there's an episode, I think it's Hawkgirl, Green Arrow, and Supergirl.
That's crazy. Wow.
But you get The Question, Huntress, Atom Smasher, The Creeper, Shining Knight, Jonah Hex, just all these lesser known characters before the Arrowverse did it.
And how many seasons has Justice League Unlimited came out?
Justice League has 2 26-episode seasons,
Okay.
and Justice League Unlimited has 3 13-episode seasons.
That's interesting because with that many Justice League members and Unlimited, I would expect them maybe got a lot more episodes, but 39?
And The Question is very good. He's one of my favorite characters.
Okay, nice. Okay. I'll definitely give those a watch for sure when I get the chance.
It's so solid.
Yeah.
That and Young Justice. You gotta give Young Justice a shot too.
Okay. So that's the second part of the news. And one more thing in terms of news, we got one more thing to talk about the Mission Impossible thing. This one confuses me.
What, has the budget been impossible?
This is part of Mission Impossible, yes. According to Tom Cruise, he says that I got 20 years to catch up with him, which means that he says that I hope to keep making Mission Impossible films until I'm his age of 80.
And he's talking about Harrison Ford.
Yeah. And I'm just...
Yeah, that's why I said this is supposed to be a 2-part ending, but I think it's been about 25 years since the first movie, so that could mean he could get 5 more movies in.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I want to be excited for it, but didn't you say this was the grand finale?
It was supposed to be. That's why it's a 2-part movie.
Yeah. And then now for some reason, Tom Cruise is now saying, "Oh, I want to work for more Mission Impossible movies till I'm 80." Like, how is that going to work? You literally said you were going to retire. So,
It could be Infinity War Endgame type thing, where it's the ending to a certain story, and then it branches. Like maybe he's not the main focus in the next 6 or 7, and then introduce new characters that are more the main focus.
I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic. If they decide to do that, I'm going to be like optimistic, but I personally think that they should just end it after 7 and 8 because the more they keep making movies, the more it won't be appreciated anymore. I'm just saying. I know it's kind of a hot take, but I love Mission Impossible. But I don't think we need like 12, 13, 14.
It's gonna become the Fast and Furious franchise.
But as long as that the stunts like look like realistically,
They are real.
yeah, which makes it even more impressive.
I think I read something about I think it was 5 that Tom Cruise broke like 5 bones doing a stunt.
That does not surprise me.
Like in 5 where the airplane took off and he's hanging onto the edge of the airplane. He was on
that scene was crazy.
He was on a wire. It legit happened. He was hanging onto the edge of an airplane while it took off.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then in 6, that one scene where he's jumping on one building, he literally twists his ankle, and which I think he kind of did, and he was kind of hobbling, yet he's still running.
Yeah. And 4, the hanging off the side of the building, the tallest building in the world.
Yeah.
He was legit hanging off the side of the building. That's real.
I mean, that's one of the most iconic scenes.
That's not CGI. That was real.
That's one of the most iconic scenes in Mission Impossible movie history.
Yeah, that was not CGI. That was real.
Yeah, and the one where that one character where he said, "I don't think you have enough wire," that he was like, "No, bleep," which I love that scene. It's hilarious.
Yeah. I think we should announce what we have planned for next week.
Yes. Please.
Why don't you announce it? It's your plan. It's
Oh yeah. The documentary day.
No, not the documentary thing. What you've been working on. The action movie thing.
The action movie thing. Oh, right. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. Yes. Yeah, I got one more category to go, and then you guys will be voting for each category of the action movie, since we're going to be getting to the what makes a good action movie
next month.
Next month.
So yeah, you guys will have a month to vote on some action categories curated by John.
Yes.
And we're gonna read off the winners on air.
Yep.
And yeah, it's gonna be basically an award show for all things action.
Yes. And I got one more to go, and that is Best Action Movie Picture. I want to try to get at least 8 to 10 nominations if I can. But the rest of the nominations, I already sent it to Matthew and the gang for them to all get it set up. But yeah, pretty soon, guys, you'll be voting for what you think is the best of each category in the action movie genre. So, which leads to another thing that we actually thought about, another category that we might add, which that was actually a good suggestion, Matthew. Best underappreciated action movie, which there are a bunch of underappreciated action movies.
There are.
Yeah. You're going to help me out with that one, because I can't think of a lot of action movies that are underappreciated, because there are like a bunch of those too. So, nominations.
I would say Triple X is one of them.
Huh?
I would say Triple X is one of them with Vin Diesel.
Oh, yeah.
It's a super solid movie, the first one.
Okay, yeah.
But it's kind of overlooked.
Yeah, Triple X is great. Yeah, I do enjoy that one. Yeah, it's really good. And I actually really like Richard Alexander Cage. I personally like that sequel.
I like State of the Union. Welcome to the first tank jacking in history.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so corny, but it's so fun.
Yeah. But yeah, whenever they talk about great action movies, yeah, that doesn't get talked about. So
it doesn't.
So yeah, that's a good choice. So yeah, the nominations will be coming very, very soon, guys, and you'll be voting, and so it's going to be a very action-packed.
Hey!
I had to do it. Stay tuned for those nominations. They'll be coming very, very, very soon.
And then the next month after that will be superhero movies.
Yes, which
Dylan and I have to get our butts moving on getting that set up.
yeah, you got a bunch of superhero movies and
and it's going to be hard.
Yeah, because there's been tons of good ones. Definitely tons of good ones there.
And picking the best actors and actresses for that's going to be hard.
Yeah, Absolutely. So
We've already got a few that you probably can guess already, but yeah.
yeah, of course. But yeah, the more episodes we do, guys, the more we have some big events coming to you very soon because we got tons of big, huge events that's coming for you all in this wonderful podcast that we're part of.
Since they kind of cross over and you got like direct-to-DVD animated movies and stuff, we're including TV actors in ours.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
And obviously like stuff like Matt Ryan from Constantine.
Yeah.
He played in the TV show, but he was also in animated movies. So he's technically movie and TV.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah.
And then obviously, you've seen Crisis on Infinite Earths, right?
I think so, yeah.
Ezra Miller crossed over onto the CW.
Oh, okay.
So that makes CW technically part of the movie universe, too.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So we're going to include TV actors, too.
I still haven't watched Season 8 yet, because I'm scared to death what Season 8 is like.
May the Force be with you.
Yeah, I was already disappointed with what they did to Season 7, because, like I said,
Just wait for Season 9.
Because that freaking character that stands right beside Detective West. Oh, my God.
During the one episode of Season 9, I got so excited. I knew the dialogue that was coming. I actually screamed the words out when it happened.
Yeah. But
there was a guest star that came back.
But, not to tell you spoiler, was the finale satisfying of Season 9?
I feel like it was pretty satisfying.
Okay, that gave me sort of optimistic. But I haven't been catching up on The Flash because I almost gave up on the show at this point because I was thinking, no, The Flash is great, it's still great, it has not overstayed its welcome. Oh, and then Season 6. And then Season 7. Which is, for me, two of the worst seasons yet.
You need to watch Arrow.
I know.
Arrow's so good. 3 and 4 are bad seasons. The rest, there's some iffy seasons. 3's not even that bad. It's really just 4.
Okay. Because I know people said that Season 4 was the worst one.
Season 4 is easily the worst of Arrow. Season 8's a little underwhelming, which is the last season.
Yeah.
But it's not really bad. I'm not a fan of prison stories, and 7 dives into a prison kind of setting for a minute.
Okay.
So that's it's okay, but it's not my thing.
Okay.
But Season 4 was the only really bad one. A lot of people didn't like Season 3 because at first when Arrow came out, people thought, oh, this is basically Batman with a bow and arrow. Because it was Green Arrow's more of a lighthearted character like Flash, but they made it darker like Batman.
Okay, interesting.
And the main villain in Season 3 is Ra's al Ghul.
Ooh, oh. Man.
So they thought it was too much of a Batman story.
Uh-oh. But, yeah, we got
Matt Nable plays a great Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, okay, nice.
He's probably the best Ra's al Ghul we've gotten in live action.
I mean,
better than Liam Neeson.
There's some good versions of that villain, especially from Batman the Animated Series.
Well, I'm talking live action.
And live action, yeah, I assume it's good too.
Yeah, he's better than Gotham and Batman Begins.
Oh, okay, interesting. Wait, really?
Yeah.
But Liam Neeson was fantastic in that.
Liam Neeson wasn't really a comic accurate Ra's al Ghul, though. This is more comic accurate.
Okay.
And he's got a lot more screen time.
Oh, okay. But anyway, yeah, stay tuned for big upcoming episodes and nominations and everything between. So that's going to be coming up very, very soon. I think we're ready to talk about the stinkers.
Oh, crap.
Well, yeah, that too, yeah. So, there's literally no rules. We're just going to talk about what we think are the worst movies of all time, except for one thing. It can't be straight to DVD. It can't be straight to TV. It has to be theatrical movies. It has to be...
We will dive into straight to DVD kind of later.
Okay.
We're going to do an episode on creature features, the good, bad, and the abominations.
Oh, dear.
So that'll give you time for good movies like Jaws. Yeah. You're so bad it's good like Sharknado. And then just the straight up bad ones.
And we're going to get to the straight up bad ones for this one. I still have not yet watched Jaws. What I feel so bad because I love Steven Spielberg.
That bites.
Yep. Should I add that to the bank?
Dylan can listen to this and do the work. It's his job.
Yeah, I know, yes.
Before we do that episode, you guys see Jaws. For shark movies, you guys see Jaws, The Shallows, and Deep Blue Sea.
Okay.
Those are the good ones.
Okay. I may have to watch The Shallows and Deep Blue Sea with you. Jaws, I'll probably watch all by myself, probably.
Yeah, Deep Blue Sea's so funny.
Okay.
It's got LL Cool J as like the preacher / the cook.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm not watching the sequels because I heard those are trash.
Of Deep Blue Sea?
No. The sequel to Jaws, because that's one of the.
I haven't seen them.
Oh,
I've got Jaws, but I haven't seen the sequels.
Okay, well, it's one of those unnecessary franchises. Like it's a simple concept, like people getting attacked by sharks. It doesn't work first 3 times. It can't work.
Speaking of sharks, I actually there was a metalcore band from Cincinnati called Corpus Christi. I used to jump on stage and do guest vocals with them for the one part of their song "Blood in the Water."
Oh wow, okay.
I used to jump on stage, grab the mic. Here come the sharks.
If I could see that footage, that would be great.
I have pictures. I'll show you later.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's get to the worst movies. I need to go last because I got a big rant on one movie that I'm going to get into. Then you're probably going to get pretty mad that this film even existed. Not because the movie is good. Trust me, it's not good. It's the concept. We'll get to that later because it makes me so mad. Okay. All right, so since they will be the two of us, we can crap on these movies as long as we like. So.
I've got 22 movies on my list.
Oh my! Well, I got less than that, but
I'll just do them in order. I've got them written down.
Okay, and then you can talk at least one movie that would get you into a full rant because I'm looking forward to it. So here we go, Matthew. What are your worst movies of all time? This is not a list. This is just movies that.
Catwoman.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. That's one of them.
Abomination. Probably the worst comic book adaptation ever.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a toss-up between Steel and Catwoman. Steel is next on my list. But yeah, Catwoman had nothing to do with the comic.
No, it doesn't.
Selena Kyle's not even in it.
No, I mean, Patience Phillips, come on. No.
I don't even remember it that well. I've tried to block it from my memory. It's so bad.
And would you agree that the directing cuts is so bad? It hurts my eyes. They did so many quick cuts, like you're going like fast forward.
I think they just on the editing software, they just hit the scissors button in random spots and just cut.
Well, yeah, and also, what in God's name was up with the music score? That was horrible.
I don't remember it. I don't want to remember it.
Oh. I mean, it's just so bad. And don't even get me started on the makeup premise. What the crap is that? Oh man, the villains it was so bad. And what actually ticks me off is there's literally a picture cameo of Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman in the movie. That ticks me off. Now I know people say, "Oh, that's a cool Easter egg." No. I wish
it's disrespect.
It's disrespect to the name. Just no.
Keep her name out of your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Just oh god, it was so bad. I freaking hated this movie. It's by far the worst DC movie ever made. Oh my gosh.
Like I said, it's a toss up with Steel. Steel, if for those of you that don't know, was a construction worker.
That stars Shaquille O'Neal. That's the one thing you need to get into.
No, I'm trying to explain the plot of the character.
Okay.
He was a construction worker that worked at LexCorp, and he had an accident. I don't remember if I think it was actually intended for him to fall. Like someone tried to kill him. But Superman saves him, and he's inspired to become he makes like an Iron Superman suit. Like, it's got the cape like Superman, but it's basically an Iron Man suit. It's like a metal suit that flies, and he's basically inspired by Superman. That's the plot of the comic. He has a rocket-powered hammer, but he flies around like Superman.
Yeah.
And he's, like, inspired by Superman. But he's a normal human, so he makes, like, an Iron Man-type suit.
I mean, you can't mess up that concept.
In the movie, as far as I remember, there's no hammer. You have Shaquille O'Neal playing him. Superman is not even referenced. And he rides a freaking motorcycle. He doesn't fly.
How can you screw that up? I mean, just...
So bad. They screwed that up so bad.
I mean, it doesn't even help that Shaquille O'Neal cannot act. Just stick to playing basketball, dude. Just stick with that. Just stick with it playing basketball. Don't try to act.
Now, there's some bad superhero movies. But these two, plus one more that I'm going to mention, are the absolute bottom of the barrel. A lot of people hate it. I'd rather watch 2015 Fantastic Four than any of these.
Oh no!
It's not compared to these, it's not a bad movie.
Well, I'll give it this. Fantastic, although I believe it's worse than one 2050 movie, which I'll get to later. But yeah, that film looked a lot more finished than steel. Like, what the crap is that?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Oh, man.
And I might as well get into the last of the superhero movies next.
I mean, you got me intrigued. I mean, maybe I'll watch it for myself and see if it really is that stinky.
Steel?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I might. I don't know.
Good luck. You're going to need it.
Yeah. Which, by the way, people, I'm actually giving some shout-outs to Spider-Man and the Batman. I'm actually wearing Spider-Man shorts. My mom gave me those at the store. I love these shorts. And the Batman, two of my favorite comic book characters. So
I've got my Batman socks on.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm repping music on my shirt. I've got Grave Robber.
I know. I noticed.
Reanimator!
Yes. I'm going to have to meet them in person if they ever come back next year for the festival.
They play every year.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of scared to talk to them, but that's a conversation of the day. But anyway, not a comic movie. What do you got that's also really terrible?
Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
Oh, no, you watched that?
I've seen it, unfortunately.
Oh, no. The one that killed Christopher Reeves' career. Oh, man.
It is painful. It's worse than a low-budget TV movie. Like,
well, yeah.
The plot, the writing, the effects. It's
What in the world was that about?
If there was a movie class, like a film school class, how to screw your movie 101, this would be one of the ones included.
Yeah. I mean, and there's that one line, that cringe, when the kid asked the little boy and said, "I know how to do some good." Who? Santa Claus? No, Superman. I'm thinking, oh Jesus Christ!
It is horrendous.
That's so bad. And also the villain.
Nuclear Man. Yeah.
There's not even a villain in the comics, and they just made it up.
Yes, they did. Instead of Nuclear Man, do you know what they should have done? They should have used actual comic villain Atomic Skull.
Well, of course. Yeah. Just use the real comic book character. Please just... Wow. But guess what, people? There's more stinkers to go. So, what else you got?
I'll jump into another one you already know about, The Predator.
Oh, yeah. Not the classic. Not the one that starred Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not that one.
No. The one... made by the guy who was acted in the original Predator,
yeah,
Shane Black, who also directed Iron Man 3.
A very good director. Shane Black is a very good director. But
The Predator was not it.
Yeah, but and I heard the production. I heard it was a disaster. There was supposed to be a longer cut, and the movie was supposed to be a lot more better than what they gave. I mean, I'm not even going to call this one a Shane Black version because I highly doubt he even directed this movie.
The plot was pretty bad.
Yeah.
The dialogue was atrocious.
Oh, dear.
More than just that part. It was just bad writing in general.
Yeah.
And they added... Predator is a sci-fi horror franchise.
Absolutely.
They tried to add all these jokes into it.
Ooh. Yeah.
Zombieland was made to be comedy horror.
Right.
Predator was made not to be straight up horror.
Right.
It's a sci-fi horror franchise. There was no jokes.
With action, of course.
Yeah, well, yeah, with action.
Yeah.
But it's primarily sci-fi and horror. It was never a comedy franchise.
Right.
And they added all these jokes into it. And it just doesn't...
Even Keegan-Michael Key was even in the movie.
Yeah.
Which was not a bad choice.
No.
But you could have just put like a little more, just a little bit of comedy and then do action. That's not what they did, damn it!
No, it was...
And it doesn't even help either. The one character that the one thing that actually offended you,
yeah,
is actually the one that we have, autistic.
Yeah,
yeah.
They made fun of an autistic character. The dialogue was, we'll say the R word, and he's like, "Easy, man. His kid is that."
I mean that's really bad. How can you say, oh yeah, that's a good idea to put into the script? Like, why? That's terrible.
Not only is that horrendous to say, it is. This movie came out in 2018. We can move past saying that word.
Oh yeah. I mean, 2018 was a great year for films, and yet Predator disappointed lots of people. Oh jeez.
2018 gave us Infinity War.
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse,
Uh-huh.
Aquaman.
Yep. And this is the movie that disappointed everybody, which was this version of the Predator that people want to forget even existed.
I think Fallout came out that year too, didn't it? Or was that 17?
Yeah. Mission Impossible Fallout. Yeah. That also came out. Yeah, in 2018. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. But, yeah. Thank God that Prey was a good turnaround for the franchise. They needed that.
Prey brought it back.
They did. And it was phenomenal. And which I was surprised how much I loved it. It was really good.
Guess what we're getting into now? As we just talked about Predator.
Uh-oh.
You know what's coming.
Yeah.
Resurrection.
Oh, God.
Alien Resurrection.
That's on my list, too. Oh, boy. Wow.
Nonsensical plot.
Yep.
Bad writing. Bad acting.
Yep.
The whole cloning Ripley alien baby.
It's horrendous.
Bad CGI.
Oh, God. I mean, at least the water shot's cool, but...
No likable characters.
No, absolutely not. No. I mean, I was stunned of how horrible this film was, which I'll give it this. I know people hate Alien 3. I like Alien 3.
The director's cut is not bad.
Absolutely. And I personally think it's a very underrated movie.
It is.
It's definitely not better than the first two.
No, definitely not.
But the third one, I mean, people say, oh, they undo the ending of Aliens. No, they undo the ending of Alien 3, which I think is far worse than they undo the ending of Aliens. You literally just kill off, spoilers, of course, they literally kill off Ripley in a sacrifice ending in Alien 3. Don't bring her back in the sequel! Don't bring her back!
I'm doing an Alien marathon day one day.
Okay.
I'm going to do Prometheus, Covenant, Alien, Aliens, maybe Alien 3, and then end it.
Yeah. Just
I don't know if I'm
gonna end it at that. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to include Alien 3 because of time constrictions.
No. Yeah. I mean,
but I'll do Prometheus, Covenant, Alien, and Aliens.
Yeah. Let's just forget the Resurrection. Let's just talk about all the other Alien movies. That's actually the good ones, and then just burn this in the trash.
So we're going to resurrect this subject and keep going with the resurrections. Halloween Resurrection.
Oh God, yeah. I'm. Josh told me he'd never seen that movie, which I'm actually pretty surprised because he's a huge Halloween fan. He loves that franchise.
The Halloween movies, some of them aren't that good.
Yeah.
Resurrection is bottom grade trash.
Well, yeah. I mean, the most popular answer would either be Halloween 5 or Halloween Resurrection as the worst ones.
Yeah.
But Resurrection, yeah. You just did the ending of H2O. It was the perfect way to end it, and yet you redo it.
Yeah, H2O is a solid movie.
That's...
And you don't even watch horror movies, but you know.
Yeah, I do know.
Yeah, H2O is a solid ending.
Yeah. But the producer's like, nope, let's make another one. And
we need more money.
No, you don't. You don't need more money. I mean, I never seen
it. And it was trash anyway, so they didn't get their money anyway.
No, and also, why in the world would you kill off one character played by J.W. Curtis? Just why?
Why would you have Busta Rhymes as one of the lead actors in your movie?
Oh my! And also, you decided to beat him by using karate moves, and also by electrocuting his bullseye. Just what is that? What is that?
Winner, winner, not chicken dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But, got any more bad sequels?
Resurrection? Again. Matrix Resurrection.
Oh, it's that bad, huh?
It is.
Oh, no.
I hated it.
Oh, man.
It does not hold a candle to the... Compared to the... A lot of people don't like 2 or 3 either. They only like the original. But compared to the original trilogy, it is garbage.
Oh, man. So in other words, critics were a little too kind to Resurrection.
They were.
Way too kind. I mean, Keanu Reeves, sure, it's nice to see him back in this original character that we actually know. And by the way, to actually tell you something funny, I actually thought the original Matrix was PG-13.
No.
And I was wrong. I found it was rated R. So I was thinking, oh, okay, this doesn't even look like rated R, but I'm going to give it a watch sometime.
It's the credits.
Okay, gotcha.
There's a Marilyn Manson song in the credits with like 6 F words.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's rated R.
But yeah, common theme. The Predator, now Matrix Resurrection. Very disappointing. People were excited to see this movie, and all of a sudden, boom, you ruined the franchise. You absolutely ruined it. But then again, The Matrix, I heard, shouldn't even been a franchise to begin with.
1 through 3 made sense.
Okay.
It was good. It
Yeah,
made sense.
But Resurrection,
No. Moonfall.
Yes.
This wacky, off-color, not off-color, off-the-wall Looney Tunes establishment of a movie made absolutely no sense. The whole time I'm wondering what on earth is going on. It's just going from what to what to what to what? What? I don't even know.
And also, that plot twist.
The plot twist is Looney Tunes.
I was laughing so hard because I was just thinking, man, what the frick is up with that? And I kid you not, I watched this film twice.
Why?
I watched it in your house, and I watched it at my house because.
Why would you watch it twice?
and I gotta be honest with you, I said it many times, which the viewers did not know this, but Matthew knows. I love it for how terrible this movie is because I love disaster movies.
It was a disaster.
This one's just off the walls.
It was a disaster. That's exactly what it was.
The disaster movie was an utter
Actual
disaster. Yeah, and I mean, here, Halle Berry, here's how you try to redeem your franchise. Join us in this over $100 million movie of a space disaster film. And yet, for some reason, they're trying to make a sequel out of it. Which, honestly, I kind of want to see it and see if it actually does go bonkers. But
I'm about halfway done with my list.
Okay, but wow,
this one might draw a little bit of attention. These next two, because the first ones are celebrated. The sequels are horrible.
Okay. So you might as well start out with the one that's actually celebrated. Not the worst movies, but what's the one film that's actually celebrated? That's the best one.
Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Okay.
Scooby-Doo Return to Zombie Island is horrible.
Oh, no.
They used different animation. It kind of felt like a nonsensical retread of the first one.
Oh, no. That's not good.
And it just wasn't as good. That's all I'm going to say about that one.
Okay. At the very least, at least it's better than Velma. At least the TV show Velma is at least terrible. At least this is watchable. That's the only positive I can actually give you.
Yeah.
Which I read that there is going to be a Bedrock TV show still happening, which God help me.
Yep.
But anyway.
Okay. For the next one, we're going to welcome everybody to Earth with a punch.
Okay.
Independence Day, the sequel. Independence Day Resurgence. That's one of those cases of, unlike Blade Runner 2049 and Top Gun Maverick, this is a long-term sequel that should not have been made.
I was disappointed by it. I mean, I didn't think it was. I actually think it was that horrible. I thought it was okay.
It was pretty bad.
But in comparisons, the first one's definitely way better. Which I'm pretty sure people watched it on 4th of July. It's a fantastic 4th of July movie.
Independence, the first one.
At the first one, yeah.
Yeah,
but
I watched it this 4th of July.
I was very disappointed. I didn't hate it, but I can kind of see why it's on your list of movies that you hate. I can see why.
Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
Oh God. First one is pretty good.
First one's good. Second one, not so much.
And yet, it still made lots of money.
I think it made over $1 billion.
Almost $1 billion. Almost. But
Michael Bay. Transformers was originally a kid's property.
Exactly.
Not only is there dirty jokes, one of the dirty jokes includes giant robot wrecking balls hanging from between a giant robot's legs.
Oh man, wow. I mean, it's really bad. And you know, Matthew, you know what? It doesn't help. It doesn't help that it was in during a writer strike.
It doesn't.
It doesn't help because apparently they had the original writers ready to go, and then when the writer strike came in, they only have
struck out.
Yeah, they only had at least 2 weeks to write the script before they bring back the original writers. And then once the strike was over, they brought back the original writers to actually finish it very quickly and then try to get this release day. And even Michael Bay admitted it was horrible. He admitted that he made a terrible job of this movie.
This is very, very bad.
Yeah. And yet all of a sudden, it still made more money than its budget. How in God's name did it make more money? I have no idea. Probably because people really enjoyed the first one so much and they were looking to see if the sequel was actually better. Oh no. And Oh man, oh boy, Lord help me if I'm never gonna get through these Transformers movies. I don't want to. Paul told me don't, but
The only one that's really bad is 2.
okay.
That's the worst, easily.
Although Age of Extinction considered the second worst, or people would say that Age of Extinction is the worst, or even The Last Night is considered the worst.
I don't think they're that bad.
Okay, but yeah,
I forgot one more superhero movie. This is a non-DC Marvel superhero movie.
okay.
It's called Max Steel.
I definitely heard of that one. That's based on a Mattel toy, isn't it?
Rotten Tomato score 0%.
Yeah. It's really bad. I heard it's really bad.
So that's the critic score. 48% audience score.
Wow.
Usually, sometimes critics like a movie, audiences hate it, or audiences like it, critics hate it. I think the general consensus is this movie is trash.
That it's a lot more forgiving though. 48% out of the 0%. Oh boy.
It's still pretty bad.
Oh man. I mean, you hired unknown actors that you've never heard of, and they try to make this movie based off of toys. Like, what were they trying to do? Put in a cinematic Mattel superhero universe? Like, what were they doing? Like, what's the point? And it doesn't even help either that 2016, it was already a big year for superhero films. Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, which I will defend.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, which I will also defend. There were some good movies. This is not one of them. It's the movie that's so unnecessary.
I've got 10 movies left.
Okay.
Left Behind with Nicolas Cage. I'm not that much of a fan of Christian-based movies
Okay.
because a lot of them, I like the plot. Like, not the plot, but like, I like the intention.
Absolutely.
But a lot of them are very poorly written, as
Okay.
looking from a movie perspective.
Okay. I'll respect you for
The
that.
God's Not Dead movies are horribly written.
Not for me. I enjoyed the first two.
They're good. They have good intentions,
Okay.
but the writing is poorly written.
Okay.
It just comes off more cringy than actually heartfelt to me.
Right. Okay.
My favorite Christian movies are ones typically not made by Christian studios.
Okay.
Hacksaw Ridge, The Book of Eli, Passion of the Christ. Those are all solid Christian movies. But they're not.
Debbie's seen the first two, although Passion of the Christ, it's interesting whenever I do watch it, because I know it's a very emotional film.
You have not seen it?
No. But I want to, though, although I know it's very controversial. And that's pretty much what I know. But when you get to Nicolas Cage Left Behind, you're right. Two things that don't make any sense. Bringing back Left Behind makes no sense. Nicolas freaking Cage? What in the world are you doing, Nicolas Cage?
I've got to get into Passion of the Christ for a minute.
Okay.
So have you heard about the stuff that happened?
It was a production nightmare, yeah. And they still were able to finish the movie, and I think that someone got struck by lightning? Something like that?
Jim Caviezel, who played Jesus.
Uh-huh.
The cross got struck by lightning,
Oh, man.
and it caught fire. He was not burned.
Thank goodness, yeah.
Something also happened that, like, someone lost hold of the cross when he was supposed to be carrying it in the carrying scene.
Yeah.
It drops on his shoulder, and I think it broke his shoulder or something.
That's what I
There
heard.
was all sorts of weird stuff that
That's what I heard,
happened.
too. I'm just thinking, wow.
That the movie should not have been made, but they kept carrying on, and yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to read about.
Yeah. But when it comes to Left Behind, though...
I think we should do a documentary on that.
Okay.
Like not a long one, like a 20, 30-minute one.
Okay.
I feel like we should release that for Easter, or Passion of the Christ documentary.
Sounds good. Yeah, that definitely sounds good. But back to the Abomination, which was this one. Now, the Kirk Cameron one, I heard that people don't seem to like it, but it seems like...
I have not seen it.
Okay, but pretty sure it's a lot more Oscar-worthy than whatever this was, because I did watch Cinematic Excrement's review on it, and he's not even a Christian.
Yeah.
But he just watched it because it was nominated for Razzie Award for Worst Picture.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it's well-deserved. Because the movie looked horribly bad.
It was.
And the acting, surprisingly, is terrible. Especially from Nicolas Cage. You don't come in to see a not-so-over-the-top performance by Nicolas Cage. You want to see an over-the-top performance by Nicolas freaking Cage.
Right.
But we didn't get that. Well, that's movies for you. All right.
That's movies. This next one's going to be a little bit interesting.
Okay.
It was horrible. But your cast includes Jeff Bridges, Ryan Reynolds,
Oh, I know what it is.
and Kevin Bacon.
I know what it is. R.I.P.D.
Yes.
Man, that's an interesting one. I haven't seen it yet. But
It was not good. The plot was lousy.
Oh dear.
It's not as bad as some of the other ones I've mentioned today,
That's
but
good.
it's pretty bad.
So I'm guessing it's the best one on the list. Although that's not really saying much.
So far.
Yeah.
This next one, I remember being really bad, but someone compared it to 65. So I want to rewatch it and see how it compares to 65. After Earth.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Apparently it compares a lot to 65.
Huh. That's interesting. One red flag, M. Night Shyamalan, that's the first red flag, because he directed some big stinkers before he directed this movie.
Well, he's done some really good ones, too.
And he does make some good ones. Yes,
The Sixth Sense,
Unbreakable,
Signs.
Signs, which I heard those are the three that are the best ones. I personally love Split. Split is a good movie.
Split was really good. I have not seen Glass yet.
Okay.
I did buy, Walmart had a 2-pack
Okay.
of Glass and Split on DVD. It was in the $5 rack.
Okay.
So I bought that. I haven't
Yeah.
watched it yet, though.
But After Earth, visually, it looks good.
Yes.
I will admit. But yeah, I heard the story was horrendous. And Will Smith trying to turn his son into an acting star, that's a big mistake.
Yeah, apparently the plot is very similar. I don't remember it well. Apparently the plot's similar to 65 without the dinosaurs. Just a very similar plot.
That's really interesting.
Type. The next one, yeah. It was a parody. The next couple are parodies.
Oh, Lord. Those are not usually good.
Vampires suck.
Oh, man. Yeah.
This movie sucked. It was like a comedy parody of Twilight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So bad. I've seen Twilight, which is bad enough. This was worse.
But I think Twilight, it's starting to look like an Oscar-worthy movie compared to The Vampire Sucks.
Yes, it does. Then I'm going to speed up a little bit so you can get started.
Okay.
Disaster movie
Yeah. Really bad.
and superhero movie. Here we go.
Oh, there's the red. Uh-oh.
This movie violates everything that makes superhero movies precious to me. The line of dialogue, I was ready to punch the TV. Instead of, with great power comes great responsibility, it is with great power comes great bees. The purpose of superpowers is not to get women, it's to protect people. I am very sensitive about this topic, and I will fight this. Superpowers are not to get girls, they're not to get money, they're for the betterment of society.
Oh, jeez.
Protecting people, I don't care if it's freaking Superman saving a cat out of a tree. It's still being a good person. It's still out of love. It's still out of respect. I hate this movie so much, and I will never watch it again. And it is an abomination. Small rant, but still a rant.
Yeah, are those the same douche people that
Did Scary Movie.
that did these Scary Movie sequels, and then also Vampire Sucks and also Disaster Movie, and then yet they still made money. These movies are still making freaking money, and yet these parodies movies, they still exist.
I will never watch them again.
I mean, you're not Airplane, guys. You're not the guy that did Airplane. Which Airplane, that parody movie is hilarious.
Airplane is funny.
Yeah. You're not the next directors that directed Airplane. No. And that right there, that's offensive. And Leslie Nielsen, what in God's name earth are you doing in this movie? I understand you're supposed to be funny. And you're part of Naked Gun movies, you're funny. But why in the world would you be in this piece of trash?
I got 5 movies left.
Okay.
Godzilla 98.
Ooh, okay.
Roland Emmerich's worst movie.
Yeah. I'm curious to watch that.
It's so bad. And Godzilla is typically the anti-hero good guy type role.
Exactly.
He's the bad guy in this.
Okay.
It's not good. The human characters are horrible. I hate every single one of them. The The Piranha movies.
Yeah.
They're not appropriate. They are not. I seen the TV edits and they were way too much.
Oh man. I mean they I mean could have been so bad it's good, but why even release that one movie in 3D? What was the point? And even David Hasselhoff was in that movie.
Yeah, they were.
What the crap? Just
I seen like I looked online to see like what was in it. Even the parents got like the TV edits were too much.
oh dear.
That's how much like dirty stuff that was in those movies.
Oh man, that's bad. That's really bad.
The last two movies.
All right.
These aren't the one's kind of a bad movie. The other one is considered a great movie. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit because I just don't get the hype.
My eyes are stunned.
Oh wait, no, there's 3 movies left.
3 movies, okay.
This is the one you're going to get offended at.
Oh no. Don't do this to me, please.
Space Jam 2.
Oh no!
It's basically one long commercial for Warner Brothers.
Oh no.
There's no plot really. It's just trying to the whole idea of the plot's trying to one up the original, trying to say, look how much bigger and better we are.
Oh no.
And it's basically a giant product placement for Warner Brothers. A 2-hour commercial.
Oh, Matthew. Oh, that's the one movie I'm going to defend the most. Oh man.
How you like them apples?
I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed because I said in one of the episodes I liked it more than the original. Controversial.
I know you did. That's why I said that. Like you're gonna hate me for this one.
Oh well. Oh, I'm disappointed. But you know what though? You gotta get at least one credit though. That the hand-drawn animation is great.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, and also it's nice to see the original Looney Tunes characters back in the movie.
But the fact that they brought everybody, it was basically
Except
one long
Pepe Le
commercial.
Pew.
Well,
very controversial.
no, but what I mean about everybody, that you had Game of Thrones, Pennywise, King Kong, Scooby-Doo, Justice League.
Yeah,
It was basically one long Warner Brothers commercial.
true, but I actually love the Easter eggs. So, and it was cool seeing the Hanna-Barbera characters too. But
Yeah. Last 2.
okay.
I'll stick with the Rob Zombie one first. Because that's not the controversial one. Lords of Salem. I absolutely hated it.
I heard of it.
It was not very good. If it made me very uncomfortable. I hated the content of the movie.
Well, Rob Zombie, he has made some really weird ones. I mean, including the Halloween remakes. He's a
no.
very...
This dives more into the evil, satanic side of it.
Well, still, Rob
And I
Zombie,
hated
he's a very strange director.
Yeah.
Very strange.
I didn't mind the first Halloween. It was pretty. It's not the best. It's nowhere near as good as the original, but.
Oh no. Well, yeah, Josh enjoys the Rob Zombies movies for God knows why. Oh boy.
Now this one, the last one, it's a Russian-made movie.
Okay. That's considered a great movie, isn't it?
And 8.1 on IMDb.
Okay.
It was made in 1979 in Russia.
Okay.
It's called Stalker.
I don't think I heard of that movie.
It's here's what it says on IMDb. A guide leads 2 men through an area known as the Zone to find a secret room that grants wishes. It was I expected so much more. It was slow. It was boring. I can understand it's more of an art house sci-fi.
Okay.
But it's just so boring. Like, I do not see how anybody thought it was good.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's a great movie. It's just not for me.
Okay.
So that's why I'm ending it with this one, because it's just like, my opinion aside, like it's a well-made movie.
Okay.
But it's just so freaking boring and just not for me at all.
Well, that can happen for a lot of people. People will say this is not my style of film in terms of their direction. I can't. I don't know if I can get through subtitle movies. I don't think
it is in subtitles.
Okay.
And it's like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
No.
It's so slow.
No, I don't think I can do it. No. I'll just stick to other movies that's over 2 hours long, like Zack Snyder's Justice League, Schindler's List, Dark Knight Rises. I'll stick to those movies.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch there's a Mel Gibson movie that's in subtitles, but it looks good. It's called Apocalyptico.
Oh yeah, I heard of it. Yeah.
And then Passion of the Christ is in subtitles.
There you go. Yeah.
But those Passion of the Christ is good.
Yeah. But yeah, if there anybody to actually defend that Russian movie, if you actually seen it, which
Yeah, let us know what you guys think of Stalker. I know a lot of like, if you're a film nerd, you've probably seen it. Like,
yeah,
not like I say, film lover and film nerd is two different things.
yeah.
A film lover is someone who likes Superman and Fast and Furious.
Okay.
A film nerd is someone who watches obscure, like Oscar-winning type, fancy art house movies.
Okay.
Like The Whale, Stalker.
Right. But
that's more of a film nerd.
Yeah.
I watched some of those, but
yeah. Oh boy.
Your turn.
Okay. Oh boy. I'm gonna try my best not to rant on any of these movies, but I don't think it's gonna work.
How many movies you got on your list?
10.
Okay.
I got 10. I'm already going to skip the first two that you already talked about. We already talked about how much we hate Resurrection, where we talked about Catwoman, but we have not mentioned these 8 movies. So I'm going to start with the first one. These are all theatrical movies, by the way, and I've been putting these worst movies based on that they were unnecessary. Catwoman, Alien, Resurrection, those were unnecessary, and so are the next 8. Here we go. Starting with the first one. It's the oldest on this list. Manos, the Hands of Fate. It was released in 1966. And there's a funny story behind it.
Never heard of it.
Well, there's a funny story behind it. It's a horror movie, mid in the 60s. And the guy was at a coffee shop, and he made a bet with the guy that directed this movie, The Model's Hands of Fate, to make a movie all in just one person. He took the bet. He wrote it, he directed, he produced it, he cast the people, and it was horrendous. The movie quality is horrible.
Is that a challenge?
What?
For me to make a short film that I write, direct, star, and produce?
Well, there's a difference, though. This was back in the 60s.
True.
This was back in the 60s, and keep in mind, there were no cuts. He didn't do a single cut. He didn't say cut. He did it all in few takes.
Right. Well, is that a challenge for me, though?
Not for you, no. But
you don't want me to try that?
But back in the 60s, it was.
I'm saying you don't want me to try that?
No. No. Not you. Absolutely not you.
Try it.
Of course. Absolutely. And you're really good at it. Absolutely. You're really good at it. But he had no idea what he was doing. And the villain of the movie is literally a guy that's wearing a hand shirt. He has a big sweatshirt that has a hand, and he's supposed to be the villain.
Well, that's handy.
It was horrible. Now, if you want to watch Models of the Hands of Fate, I recommend watching the Mystery Science Theater 3000's version. That is funny. And so, if I didn't watch that version, I would be a lot more furious with this movie than I already am now. So, yeah, that film it's horrendous. It's really bad. It's one of the worst horror films ever made. It's really that bad. It wasn't even scary either, and also the film is so slow. Ugh, the film is slow. Next one on the list. Leonard Part 6. Now, this film came out in 1987. Stars the infamous Bill Cosby.
I haven't heard of this one either.
Well, I watched those, and they're really bad. Comedian controversy aside, read it for yourself. It's supposed to be a spoof of action movies. In concept, that sounds like a good idea. But in execution, it was horrible. Everything was horrible.
They really killed it, didn't they?
I mean, the whole movie in general, it was just, oh man, it was just horrible. I mean, the fact they tried to make this funny to begin with. I mean, there's one particular humor that's supposed to be funny. He was using like explosions to actually try to open a closet door, and the door does not explode. Comedy? Get it? You're supposed to be laughing.
Why am I supposed to be laughing?
Yeah, exactly. Why are you supposed to be laughing? But yeah, that film was just, it was horrible. It won 3 Razzies, and for good reason. It was really bad. However, as much as I hate that movie, there was another film that came out in 1987, which I think, Matthew, I told you about this movie. This is a movie that I hate the most. The Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Never seen it. Never heard of it.
Don't watch it. It's horrible.
I'm starting to think the only movies on your list I've heard of are the ones that were on my list.
Well, like I said, these are all theatrical releases, and you and I, we both like to enjoy watching old films.
Yeah.
But the Garbage Pail Kids, my gosh.
For older films, I prefer horror movies. And I'm not even that big of a horror movie fan. I just prefer older horror movies.
Yeah. Well, this was meant for kids.
Yeah.
This was based on trading card rip-offs of the Cabbage Patch Kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole movie, it's supposed to be meant for kids. It is disgusting. It's not supposed to be inappropriate for kids. There are throw-up scenes in the movie. Someone smoking a cigarette. The story made no sense. It tells the story of a boy named Dodger who goes to a fashion show and it's up to Garbage Pail Kids to help him get a girlfriend or whatever. It's horrible. The Boys sucks. The whole acting is horrendous. And the movie is so bad that I had to watch the Ice Age sequel, Continental Trip, to make me feel better. That's how horrendous this movie was. And to give you straight also with after Alien Resurrection, and also after watching Catwoman was so horrible, I have to watch 2 Winnie the Pooh animated movies to make me feel better. I watched the Tigger movie and the Winnie the Pooh 2011 movie, and I was just thinking, thank you, God, I'm watching good movies. I already seen them before, actually. I already seen these movies before, but I was just thinking, thank you, Jesus, it's movies. But, the rant's not over yet. There's still more. Next one. This one stars Mike Myers, the Love Guru.
Never seen that. I've at least heard of that one.
Well, it's horrible. It's really bad. There was a Bible joke in the movie.
Oh, boy.
And he actually gave out what Bible stands for. And it is insulting. But that's not in comparison to the rest of the movie. It is horrible comedy. The cameos were so forced. And there's literally a scene where, in the hockey game, there are 2 elephants having sex in the middle of a hockey game. And that actually helped the Canadian hockey team win the Stanley Cup. It's atrocious. It's so bad. I didn't laugh once. The only thing that got me laughing was the ostrich. The ostrich did make me laugh, but the rest sucks. It killed Mike Myers' career. It really killed him.
The elephants were probably having fun. Do you know why?
Why?
Elephants are known for their long trunks.
That's inappropriate, but that's funny. That's funny. But seriously, I mean, Mike Myers. He tried to get his career back together, but oh boy, Mike Myers' career it's going downhill from there. Especially after this movie. Oh, it doesn't even help either that he also directed the film. It's really bad. Next one. There are 2 films that came out in 2012. Next one on the list: The Oogie Loves and the Big Blue Adventure. You probably never heard of this movie.
Nope.
Well, there's a reason for that. This movie was meant for preschoolers.
That would explain it.
Yeah. And it did get a theatrical release. Big time.
And you watched this?
I did. Actually, I didn't watch it all by myself. I watched it with, actually on YouTube. I did a YouTube watch-along with Animat, the one who does animation. His channel, Electric Jacket 505, watch his YouTube channel. He's got some great content, mostly animation. He's a fantastic YouTuber. Go check him out. But yeah, he decided to watch the Oogie Loves the Big Blue Adventure, and there are also people that want to suffer with him. Well, guess what? I suffered with him. And oh boy, this movie is horrible. I don't care if it's a kid's movie. I don't even care if it's meant for adults. The whole film is absolutely horrendous. The story script is horrendous. The movie budget, for some reason, cost $20 million. It looks like a movie that was made for $3 million. It was that horrendous. And the cameos. Tony Braxton is in this film. Corius Leachman. Christopher Lloyd is in this film. The legendary Christopher Lloyd is in this preschool movie.
Low budget doesn't necessarily mean bad, though.
Oh no, I know that, but
one of my favorite movies. It's called Monsters, directed by the guy who made Rogue One.
Oh yeah,
$500,000.
Oh wow, okay. Well, this movie in particular, like I said, it doesn't even feel like $20 million. It feels like it was less budget. But seriously, the setting was horrible. But yeah, Christopher Lloyd's in this movie, which that should stun you because Christopher Lloyd's a legendary actor, and he's in this movie that's meant for kids, and it sucks. And then there's also other cameos in this movie. Chaz Palmintry. I don't know if I pronounced his name right, but I don't care. Your movie sucks. Carrie Hughes, Jamie Presley, and Maya Strange is in this movie. There's even supposed to be a J. Edgar joke. Get the joke? No, you don't get it because there are kids under 10 that's going to go see this movie. They don't know who J. Edgar is. Just, ugh. That film was just horrible. Then there was another movie that came out in 2012 that was horrible. Food Fight. Have you ever heard of that movie?
No, and I don't think I want to.
Well, I'll give you the premise. It's like Toy Story, except with food mascots.
Oh.
And except...
Food fight, you said.
Yeah, Food Fight. Yeah.
I thought you said poo fight.
No, I'm sorry.
I was like, I don't want to hear about slinging poop.
No. Food Fight, not Food Fight. Food...
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would stink.
Yeah, yeah, I know. No. Food Fight. I have you heard of this movie?
No.
Okay. It was straight to DVD for some countries, but it did get a theatrical release. This had a budget of $45 million. And it was a production nightmare. And they tried to make this movie even good. I mean, this took them multiple years to direct this movie, and it didn't even come out until 2012. When it was supposed to be released, I think around 2000, it was like 2005 or 6. It was a nightmare overproduction.
Wow.
And also the film itself. Let me get this out of the way just for red flag's sake. Charlie Sheen is the main character who plays as a dog detective. That's not a pun. He's literally a detective that's a dog who can call himself a dog detective. It's really bad.
Big yikes.
And the puns are horrible. He said, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a spam." Was supposed to be a reference to Gone with the Wind and a Queenway. That's horrible. And then another joke. Don't get chipped. He's literally a character fainting in the plate of chips. That joke was horrible.
That's funny.
And then there was also another joke where he ran into this guest and he asked him, "Got milk?" That pun was also horrible. And keep in mind, too, Ashley Tisdale was also in this movie, who plays as the love interest, who is literally a cat. Wayne Brady plays his best friend, who is a beaver or a gopher. I don't care who you are. He was wasted in this movie. That's the thing. The all-star cast is wasted in this movie. And yet they made this film, and it was absolutely horrendous. And everything about the animation is so bad. Go look at Google Images yourself, and you'll see how horrendous the animation is. It's that bad. And the food mascots, they hardly show up in the movie. They're only showing it for like 1-2 minutes. It's that pathetic. That film was so horrible. I got so mad that when I reviewed this film. 2 more to go. In case you're wondering why I keep doing why Paul gives me those 50 Shades jokes, there's a reason why they gave me those 50 Shades, because I have seen 50 Shades of Grey, and
it is on the list.
And it is on the list. Now, I will say that I personally think that Fantastic, I personally think it's worse. However, it's necessary because they were still trying to make a good Fantastic Four movie, which I'll give him something to say. We're still hoping for a good Fantastic Four movie.
I like the 2005 and 2007 ones.
Okay. And I will say I'll probably like them better, although I'm really looking forward to the MCU movie. So Fantastic is horrible and it's worse than this movie, but I get why they want to make it necessary. This movie's not necessary. It's really bad. Now, I will say this. There are a couple positive things about this movie that I will give credit to. That was tough for me to say. I will admit this. It's a good-looking movie. The direction is really good. It's good backgrounds, good settings. The costume design is well done.
The plot is not.
The plot is not, no. And I will admit this. The song, Love Me Like You Do, is a great song. I actually love that song. The rest of the movie, however, this is not a movie that gets you romance at all. First of all, the two main characters, they have a chemistry of broccoli and poop. They're that bad. And the romantic chemistry feels like it's relationship abuse. It's horrible. The story makes no sense whatsoever. And the romantic scenes is cringe. It's so bad. In fact, I skipped the beginning of the movie, one romantic scene, because I wanted to try to get past the bad romantic scenes, but my brain told me, no, John, in order to review this movie, you have to watch all the romantic scenes. And I'm thinking, fudge me, man. So I watched the whole romantic scenes in all orders, and wow, I was uncomfortable. It was really bad.
Hello there.
I mean, it's so bad. And you know what's actually weird? Both Fan Force Take and 50 Shades of Grey both tied for worst picture. And,
Okay.
And they were bad for different things, different ways. So, wow, it's really bad. Okay, final movie. Now, I saved this one for last on purpose. I don't normally do this, but I had to spoil this movie because this movie is you should skip entirely. And it's gonna be, and this is gonna get me on a rampage, and this is gonna make Dylan, well, maybe Dylan, and Paul, and also you, Matthew. It's gonna make you really mad based on the plot alone, what this is about, and how it actually was executed. Here we go. Final movie. It was directed by a musical artist by the name of Sia, and the movie is called Music. Now, the concept of the movie is this. It tells the story of a child named Music who has autism. And the sister, played by Kate Hudson, is trying to take care of her autistic sister and also trying to get rid past the drug abuse and also problems they have with their life since her parents passed away, and try to get her life back in progress and also take care of her autistic sister. Now, on paper, the execution on paper, that sounds like a good idea because it actually does give a movie appreciation to have they built the autism community. But the execution and the whole film is so atrocious and so offensive to the autism community in every way. To get to the spoilers, there's literally a scene where this autistic child could not calm down. And what they decided to do to try to calm this child down, that's unnecessary, but yet for some reason this was real life. They laid her on her stomach to calm her down of going nuts as an autistic person. So to actually try to calm her down by wrapping her arm around her back to calm her down. That's insulting. That's violence. You don't do that. And unfortunately, there are true stories that kids died because of that. And Sia said she was going to get rid of that scene. She never got rid of it. It's still in the film. It's still in the movie.
Because you brought this film up, I thought of something else. So we actually have 4 movies on our recommended watch list this week.
Okay.
65 is now on Netflix.
Yep.
So we recommend that if you love dinosaurs.
Okay.
And on the other hand, on the autism side, a very beautiful autistic movie is called Please Stand By.
Okay.
I'm hijacking you for a second to talk about this movie.
That's fine.
Stars Dakota Fanning.
Okay.
She lives in a group home. She's autistic.
Nice.
And she's obsessed with Star Trek.
Okay.
And she finds out there's a competition that if you write a full if you wrote a full Star Trek script, they have a competition and the winner gets their script made into a movie.
Oh, nice. Okay.
She misses the deadline to get it mailed. So she leaves, she sneaks out of her group home and travels by herself.
Wow.
To hopping on buses, walking, just makes a journey to go hand deliver her script.
Okay. That sounds really good.
It's on Hulu. It's on Peacock.
Nice.
And if you want to watch free with ads, it's on Tubi, Vudu, and the Redbox app, and YouTube.
Very cool.
So yeah, definitely watch that.
Okay, cool. But the way that was executed for Sia's music, I mean, so far, I mean, That's what's really bad so far, doesn't it? I mean, and you and I agree, that's not how you treat an autistic person. That's definitely not how you do it. By laying the child down to calm the child down. That's not how it works in terms of relationship. But I didn't even get to the most offensive part. That's not the one that offended me. The rest of the movie, they use music videos to try to put this thing together. I mean, it's based on a one-page book, which I don't even know how that godforsaken works a church built. I don't know why. And see,
movie scripts are typically 1 page per minute.
Yeah, and this one was run into I don't even remember the running time. It was at least 90 minutes, but who gives a crap? But also they used music videos like it was so out of place, I mean, I understand Sia tried to connect the music and all sorts of thing, but it was really out of place. It was really bad, and I mean everything about this movie was just atrocious. But here's where it gets really offensive. Now you think, when you cast a actor or actress to actually play as an autistic child, you expect to actually cast a autistic child, right? Nope.
It doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah, no. Instead, Sia thought, here's a good idea to actually cast an autistic character. Dan Smalls, Maddie Ziegler, she's the lead freaking character. And she was so bad. So bad. And as a matter of fact, this was, I forgot to mention, this film was filmed in 2017. It didn't get released until 2020 or 2021. It was really that bad. When it takes that long to make a movie, and yet it doesn't get released until like years after you finish production, that's a red flag right there.
I just have a piece of trivia.
What?
Just based on this movie.
Okay.
What is Sia's relationship to the Christian music community?
I have no clue.
Peter Furler of the Newsboys is her cousin.
Wow.
Sia's last name was Sia Furler.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Now I kind of feel bad for her. I kind of feel bad for Sia. But still, Maddie Ziegler, I mean, she was so horrible in this movie. But it's not her fault. She was given the direction she was given because of the... And she even left the movie... like she started crying in tears because she didn't want to upset the autism community, which is totally understandable. But it doesn't change the fact that your movie absolutely was horrible. And here's what's also weird. It just came to me. She was filming filming music back in 2017 when Dance Moms was still on TV. It was still airing, and yet they still make this movie while Dance Moms was still on the air. No reruns. This was when new episodes was on at the time. That's torture. And Dance Moms is not even a good show in general. It's horrible. Dance Moms is a bad show. I don't even know why it got so popular to begin with. I don't understand that.
Don't tell Robbie.
I'm sorry, Robbie, but the show is junk. I'm just saying. But, oh, that's really bad. It's just, it's so offensive. But, here's where this could get you mad. Matthew on this one. Here's where it gets you mad. She did cast an autistic person beginning of shooting of the movie. And yet, Sia replaced that autistic actor for a real actor to try to play autism. God dang it, Sia! Just, And she even put out a comment she made about why she replaced it, and she defended the casting at the time. But Sia previously defended casting in a neurotypical actor in a role by saying that the autistic actor she initially cast found it unpleasant and stressful. What did you expect? What did you expect, Sia? What did you expect? Of course that's what autism is like. They're going to, at the very least, be stressful, and you're going to have a hard time when you talk to that person. That's what makes autistic people special. Don't tell me with a straight face that's the negativity. What are you talking about? And that's what actually, excuse my language, pisses me off is that we don't have enough autistic actors. We need more of that.
I think you're good with that. Dylan said way worse.
Well, yeah, but seriously, but seriously, we need more autistic actors. Heck, Down syndrome actors. I would love to see more of those too. And my girlfriend, who has Down syndrome, she loves to act. She loves to be and she wants to be an actor someday. And let me say to people that has autism or that has Down syndrome, if you want to act, go for your dreams. Go for it. Don't let people get you down. But this is so unnecessary. That made me so mad that Sia will replace an actor that actually had autism for Maddie Ziegler. That's insulting. That makes me so mad that she did this. So, oh my gosh! And the thing is, though, I mean, when I watched the TV show Baymax, I felt a lot better after I watched Disney Plus's TV show Baymax. But oh my god, it was. I hated that movie so much, and it made me mad as an autistic person. I was so mad because I was just thinking, you gotta be kidding me. This is what you do to offend the people in the autistic community, and even people with autism were offended, and I don't blame them. Oh god, and I did think the Garbage Kids movie was the movie I hate the most. This movie just got replaced. Oh god, okay, my rant's done. I didn't know, Matt, that you want to respond to my thoughts on why I hate this movie and how you feel for the fact that she did this.
It's justified that you're mad.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but you agree that's so wrong on so many levels.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done talking about this movie. That's my worst films.
Yeah. Remember to like and subscribe to all our YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Let us know.
Audio streaming services are available on Amazon, iTunes, Spotify. Please check out all of our episodes, and I guarantee you they're a lot more entertaining than the movies we just talked about.
Yeah. Yeah. Let us know what you think of us. Let us know your opinions on our episodes, and give us feedback if you have any. And we'll see you next week for Mission Impossible.
Yes, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, one of my most anticipated film of the year. Can't wait to see it. God bless everybody. We'll
Bye.
see you all next time.